There are some people in life who do not leave with a goodbye, no final words, no closure, no moment you can point to and say, that is when it ended. They do not walk out of your life, they just slowly stop being in it. We didn't end, we just stopped. I used to know someone. I knew them in the small details, the way their voice changed when they were tired, the things they didn't say, but I understood anyway. The little habits no one else noticed. They weren't just in my life, they were part of my everyday, and then somehow they were not. There was not a fight, no harsh words, no moment where everything fell apart. If anything, it was the opposite. Everything stayed calm, too calm. It started with little things, like a reply that came a bit later than usual, a conversation that did not last as long. We will talk tomorrow, quietly turned into never. At first, you do not notice it. You tell yourself they are busy. Life happens. People get tired. And that is true. But sometimes, distance does not come from being busy. Sometimes it comes from no longer choosing each other the same way. And that is the part no one really talks about. And then, one day, you hesitate before sending a message. You type, then delete it, because something feels different, and you cannot explain what. It is strange, is it not? How someone can go from being your comfort to feeling like a risk. I still think about it sometimes, not in the loud, overwhelming way, but in quiet moments, when the world slows down, when there is nothing to distract me. I wonder, do they ever think about me too? Do they remember the way we used to talk for hours? The way silence never felt awkward between us? Or have they already moved on to a version of life where I do not exist anymore? And maybe that is what makes it heavy. Not the fact that they left, but the fact that I do not know when they left. Because when something ends loudly, you can grieve it, you can process it. You can point to the moment and say, that is where it broke. But when something fades, you keep going back. Was it something I said? Was it something I did not say? Or was it just time? Though sometimes there is no reason, and that is the hardest truth to accept. Not every connection is meant to last forever. Some people come into your life just long enough to change you, to teach you something, to show you a version of yourself you did not know existed. And then they leave quietly, without explanation, without closure. Just a simple message, hey, how are you? But you do not, because too much time has passed, because things feel different now, because you are not sure if you still mean the same to them. And maybe you are afraid of the answer. What if they have forgotten? Or worse, what if they remember, but it does not matter anymore, so you stay silent? And the connection stays unfinished. That is the thing about people who fade. They do not give you an ending. They leave you with memories that do not have a full stop, just commas, pauses, unfinished sentences, and somehow that lingers longer than a goodbye ever could. But maybe not every story needs a proper ending. That does not make it meaningless. Maybe it makes it human. Oh, I don't know where they are now. I don't know if they ever think about me. But sometimes, in the quietest moments, I still remember, and for a second, it feels like we did not stop at all. And maybe it is not just me. Maybe somewhere out there are people who felt the same kind of silence, the same kind of distance that did not come from a fight, but from slowly being forgotten. I once had a discussion with friends. They said something that stayed with me. Someone said, we did not stop loving each other. We just stopped showing up. Another person said, I still have conversations with you in my head, just not in real life anymore. Then I was one that felt a little too real. We became strangers with memories. It is strange how so many of us have someone like this, someone we did not lose in a dramatic way, no doors slammed, no words shouted, just a quiet disconnection. Some people say, if they wanted to stay, they would have. Maybe that is true, but others believe that life gets complicated, that timing matters, that people change. And sometimes two people who once made sense together do not anymore. There are people who regret not reaching out. And then there are those who chose silence, not because they did not care, but because they cared too much to reopen something that already faded. Different stories, different endings, but the same feeling, a connection that did not break, just slipped away. So few are listening to this, and someone came to your mind, someone you used to know, someone who slowly became a memory. You are not the only one. And maybe they are out there too, thinking about you in a quiet moment, just like this. Some connections do not end, they just echo. In the end, I just want to say that the story that I shared is very common. In my life, the one I knew was a dear friend. Time and distance made it impossible for us to keep in touch. What is your story? I would like to know. Until next time, stay safe.